Welcome to Algo Hour. We're back. It's Tuesday. It's 1 o'clock. We got Teddy back. We got Joe back. And Lord Beluga has always tuning in. But we also have a very special guest today. I got to hang with him in New York. It was a good time. I almost didn't make it. And, I gave him a hard time. There's a great shot of me with John Woods and Rich Flares and Barb. I was like, dude, you're the only one in this picture that has not been on the show. We got to get you on the show. So today we've got Barbie in the house. Barb, welcome to Algo Hour.
Yo, what's up? New York was awesome. We had a few drinks. Not everyone responded well the next day to the amount of drinks we had.
Or even that night. I hung fine in the nighttime. It was the next day that I felt like I might die, which was great.
You can't drink after you're 30.
I do drink, but not like that.
Not like that.
Takes it to a whole new level.
Body changes.
There were cocktails with Earl Grey tea in them. It was going hardcore. It was impressive. I'm not going to lie. I'm pulling up our chat, but real quick, Teddy, I want to hear how was Tokyo?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I did a little TED Technology conference out there in Asia, in Tokyo, and that was a lot of fun. Definitely some of the highlights are just the really great food, I don't know, just like in general, like all of the different sites and whatnot. Did a lot of tourist stuff involved, like Tokyo Tower and whatnot. And yeah, I think for me, that was just kind of had a good time. Sorry that I missed 2 shows. That is very unfortunate timing. But we're here. We've made it. And I have a very good sports stuff section to compensate. So
you were pumped. I got them early this week. I got the headlines early. I know you're pumped about it. There was some drama that you can't wait to tell us about. And then I learned when I was in New York that Barb's a bit of a sports fan. So you guys can talk sports. It's over my head. I was like, is that a football team? He's like, no, that's hockey.
Well, that's there's a lot of teams and I don't hate you on that. And there's a lot of new teams coming up too, like literal expansion teams. So I don't.
So you're saying we need to have a sports trivia where you just name a team name and we have to tell you what sport it is?
Hey,
what
we could
sport?
do that.
Soccer and football. Oh my gosh, that would be fun. I mean, Ted would get them all right, and I would you guys could maybe place bets like over under on how well.
Ted would be the host.
I'd have to be. I would moderate, just like
but because I don't know what sports are.
I got a lag on Luga for some reason. Oh, there you are. You're lagging backstage to front stage. I don't know what's happening. The facial expressions help though. And then Joe is back.
Yeah.
Joe was at PyCon, which is not a convention about pies, but more about Python, the coding language, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a conference of about 2,500 people all there to do anything related to Python. And we were the only blockchain there. So it was pretty cool.
Really? I did not know you were the only blockchain there. That's super cool. Well, I can't wait for an update during Devs Den. Barb, I know you've seen the show because you said one of the first people, it was like the nicest thing. I think he said it to sweeten me up, to be honest, but he was like, one of the first things I saw on Algorand was your show. I was like, no. It was Lex Friedman's podcast. He was like, no. So, little warm, gooey feeling, right? Warm, fluffy feels.
Yeah. You get credit for onboarding Barb. You are the reason we have Barb. It's canon.
Heard it here first. I'm going to take that. It's going to be on my tombstone when I die. I onboarded Barb to Algorand.
In your bio, Barb co-founder?
Did I help? I'm just as much of a Barb co-founder as I am a Keter, right?
Exactly. Claim it.
Let's see. We got DC in the house. DC, hi. I got to move the chat down a little, but Barb is in the chat. Ice Age is here. We're going to get an update from Joe for Devs Den. But Barb, I know you've seen this before in the past, hopefully when you watched our show, NFT Flex Time. We want you to find 2 of the NFTs you own and post them up to Twitter using the hashtag NFTFlexTime, and we will judge you later on in the show. Tons of fun.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I don't even know how many I have now. I don't know how many people know this, but I bought like 200 or 250 NFTs like the first month that I really got into Algorand, and I actually gave every single one away to like barb holders and other contest winners. So yeah, I gave away a couple $1,000 worth of NFTs, but I think I still have a few in a few random wallets.
Well,
Show us
while
the
you
gym.
check the couch cushions for leftover NFTs, Joe, you want to tell us what's going on in the world of deving?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let me get you over there.
All right, hey everyone. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about PyCon and in general, like our Web 2 developer strategy. So for those that aren't aware, PyCon was, as we just mentioned, a Python developer conference. And it was the first like Web 2 conference that we went to. And this means that most of the people there either didn't really know what blockchain was or like heard of it, but like didn't really know what it's used for, and like a lot of preconceived notions. And this was the first of many Web 2 events that we plan on going to. So I figured what I'd do today is kind of share a little bit about how it went and why I'm like really excited for this year and our like Web 2 strategy. So as I mentioned, like we went into it knowing not a lot of people would know what blockchain is. And so, when we go to like a crypto conference, generally the main like question we always get asked is like, how do we differ from Ethereum? And coming into like a Web 2 space, they're not necessarily like trying to compare blockchains or looking at market caps. They just want to look at what technology can provide the infrastructure that they need. And so this led to a lot of really engaging discussions about Algorand and why Algorand makes sense and why blockchain makes sense for certain use cases. And we could kind of build upon the preconceived notions. In particular, a lot of people were like, yeah, I checked out blockchain like, a couple of years ago, but everything was like super slow and took forever to finalize and yada, yada, yada. Didn't really seem, too great. And now we can kind of introduce them. Well, like now you don't have to learn a new language. You can just use Python and it's actually fast and works like how blockchains should work. And we actually got like really, really positive reception. I think over the 2 days, we talked to 300 people, and these are not just like someone came up to our booth and said hi and then we counted them as engagement. These are 300 like in-depth technical discussions about the usage of blockchain and particularly why they would want to use Algorand and how to learn Algorand. So really successful event, and we definitely learned a lot of important things that we can improve on as well, and which is particularly important because as I think we recently announced that we're going to be I forget the exact words, but like a headline sponsor for the We Are Developers Conference, which, PyCon had 2,500 people. We Are Developers has 25,000. So it is a much bigger conference. So we're going to get a lot more exposure. We're going to have a lot more dev engagement and basically onboarding even more people to Algorand. So these next couple of months, and that's taking place like the end of July. So we have Decipher in June, and then We Are Developers in July. So a lot of exciting dev events coming up, and that's based in Munich. So if you're in the area, definitely let us know. But in that conference, we'll kind of be doing the same thing we did in PyCon. We're kind of just educating developers about blockchain and why Algorand makes the most sense to learn and build on, and of course, show how easy it is to build on Algorand. And honestly, like going to PyCon, I wasn't sure how I was going to go because a lot of people do have pretty like strong opinions about blockchain, but most of the people there were just like nerds that loved bleeding edge tech and had a relatively open mind, even though they didn't fully understand blockchain. But by the end of it, we got a lot of people that were interested in it. And I think, relative to us going to like a crypto event and people like asking how much liquidity we have and then like leaving right away, this is a discussion that we can have with developers that actually leads to like real products that solve real problems. And so a lot of developers like seeing that we had things like Hisab Pay and AgroToken and TravelX and Quantos, like all these cool projects on Algorand. And I kind of like inspired them to say, oh, you can actually use blockchain for real solutions. And so that was really exciting to see. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know I am very bullish on our Web 2 strategy this year, and I think we'll onboard a lot of new projects. Ira, I'll hand it back to you because my doorbell just rang. I'll be right back.
I love the Web 2 strategy, and when he comes back, I'm going to ask him, but I'll put you guys on the spot real quick. So I had an incident Saturday morning, was at Costco, right? Ran into somebody I used to work with. We were friendly. They are a retiree, hated being at home, got a job at Costco, right? So bumped into him. Costco's very busy on a Saturday. And has my toddlers sampling the strawberry milk and spilling it through the cart and everywhere. She goes, "What is blockchain?" And I felt like I had maybe 60 seconds top before I caused a massive like traffic jam in the aisles of Costco because it's so busy and people are crazy. And so I responded as I was wiping up strawberry milk. It's like a verifiable internet. And that was like my quick answer. But I'm going to ask each of you real quick, like if you have that like, 6-second response, like what is blockchain? How do you describe that to somebody, quick passing in the halls? Ted, what's blockchain?
I would say it's like a decentralized ledger.
Okay. Normies
yeah.
might know what a ledger, like you mean like not like a ledger like a hardware wallet, but a ledger like a balance sheet.
Yeah, like a balance sheet or something like that, or I think that's the way I would do it. And then you go from there of like trustlessness and whatnot. But if you have 6 seconds, that's what I would kind of spit out and say real fast.
Luga, real fast. What's blockchain? Picking up your kids from school.
That is better than anything else. Not controlled by the government infrastructure.
You already got some people on the bandwagon with that. All right. Barb, quick. What's blockchain?
It is monkey pictures, is what my mom said. So that's what I'm sticking with.
I mean, that might get you some attention if you're in the line at the bar and there's a huge line behind you and the bartender's like, "What's blockchain?" And you got to move. Monkey pictures on the internet is fair. All right, Joe, give us, since you're the expert, you've been doing this. I think you might have missed it, but I was at Costco and it was like, got to say it right now, real quick, before I cause a pileup. What is blockchain? What is blockchain?
Yeah, I would say blockchain is open infrastructure that anyone can use, that is scalable and cheap, and helps you decentralize your data to make it easier to build applications. That's
I dig it.
You use my word, so I agree. Yeah.
Well, I think it's cool. I think that this is by far the most hype I've been about seeing a sponsorship in a while. Like the devs, like you said, they're into the bleeding tech. They want to know more about it. Just if anything else, out of curiosity or to almost like debunk it. Like that's how I got really into Algorand, is I thought it was a scam. It was too good to be true. It hit my it checked all the boxes. And when something checks all the boxes, you're like, I don't know. So that's actually why I got a Twitter account. I was like, that's where everybody is. I guess I need Twitter to figure out if this is a scam. And I'm still here. Haven't been scammed. Doing okay. So hopefully that piques those inquisitive minds even more and gets them, because I believe in it and I want more. More regular people like me and Lord Beluga and Barb's kind of normal. Regular, normal,
I'm not
Lord
normal.
So special.
Oh boy.
I like it.
For those of you that don't know, I said at the top of the show, Barb and I got to hang out in NYC a couple weeks ago. We were shooting this commercial with the Algorand Foundation. They've leaked a little bit of intel on it, so I think that's all safe to say. There were pictures leaked, everybody knows. But one of the things I asked him was like, I'm really familiar with StockTwits, but like, what's ChainGap? What's your new project about? So before we get an update from Lord Beluga on getting active, I think it would be really cool to keep Barb on the hot seat and just ask him to tell us a little bit about his latest venture, which I believe is ChainGap or Crypto Slamo. Both are in your bio.
ChainGap. So I've kind of been working on this pitch a little bit, along with a lot of other things that I've been working on that I'm struggling with. Creating a business. I'm usually on the front end here, getting users, marketing, social. So the back end stuff has been interesting. And I did get to talk to Mark in NYC. And when I was explaining ChainGab, he was like, sounds like you need to work on the marketing or the tagline or the pitch. So right now it's virtually a Web3 data aggregator that's connecting users across networks. We're going to start with NFT data from 20 some blockchains, and it'll be on a social platform like SocialFi. So you'll get points when you're interacting with the platform. So say this will all be in the back end, so people can't game the system like they really like to do on everything that has points. So for example, say someone posts 5 times, they get 10 points, but say they post on 5 different blockchain projects, they'll get like a 5,000 points because now they're interacting with different blockchains, and we're kind of trying to make this thing where they actually are interacting with the different projects. We didn't really want to incentivize it at first, but I think at this point to get people to use something that's on a different chain, because technically we're using Algorand, are people really going to use it if there's not incentives? Like even with like friend tech as big as it is, like it's not like there's a million people from like Hedera or Algorand that's using friend tech, or same with Stars Arena. But hopefully we can make a platform that has a use case and then integrate SocialFi aspects. So it's not just bet on an influencer's number go up. So that's where ChainGab is right now. It's been pretty fun, but not as fun as Algo Active. I can't lie. I've never been this addicted to something in my life. And the other day I was running, and even walked the golf course after, and I was like, dude, I couldn't even walk like 6 holes without dying on a golf course a few months ago. So I've really enjoyed it.
That's my Barb. Oh my gosh, I love that, dude.
I love that. Keep Barb healthy. We need you to stick around, we got to keep you healthy.
Yeah, I'm trying to lose one of these chins, get it down to a real double chin, and then I'm good.
Gosh, I think we're all a little self-conscious of that. If I could grow a beard, I would, for that sole purpose alone.
That's one way to look at it.
It's not fair, Ted. I can't do it. I don't think you can either.
Ted can either.
I was gonna say.
Does Ted grow a beard?
No, I
get nothing, but I get like this.
I'm pretty clean shaven.
Yeah.
Leave it at that.
I dig it. Well, I can tell you, I like seeing the tweets that you guys put out, like I think visual graphics or infographics is such a boring word, but the visuals for the on-chain data sounds better to me than an infographic. I just think that that's really cool. So very neat. That's the one perk of being on the show, is that you get to kind of spill the beans on what you're working on. But later in the show, we have some limericks. Sir, you are going to have to work for it. So get prepared. And I don't know, let's do Algo Active. You ready, Luga? Ready or not?
Sure. Yeah.
I got Barb queued up there, so you guys can be Algo Active together.
Oh my gosh, the team 4 coming together.
Let's go. I think maybe.
Maybe.
If I can find the button, we'll do it. It's here somewhere.
I mean, sure, it's fine.
I need to rename it, I think is what's going on. All right, here we go. Oh, real quick.
Yes.
Just the chat weighing in on quick off the top of your head, your like ticking time bomb. What is blockchain? DC said it's the future. That's a good one. Then he followed up with get on blockchain or GF. Can't win them all, but that first one was a diamond for sure. And then Maureen's checking in. Woo, Maureen, I'm glad you're here.
Maureen's here. Oh, this is important, Maureen.
This is important. Okay, we'll go to who's active right now.
Okay. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Who is Active Right Now, where we find out who can run the most in the month of May. Barb, my Barb. Good to see you. Good to see you, bud. Welcome to the show.
Let's go. I've been Algo active, and I am pumped.
Dude, you're killing it. You're at like 30 miles on the month, I think. Something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah, I sent it to my mom, and she's very proud. She didn't call me fat. It was awesome. She thinks I'm getting in shape. She uses Twitter now to like the Algo active tweets only.
Wow.
So I think she sent me a message like, you should probably keep doing this.
Oh, that's awesome. When can Barb's mom join? Can we get her on the team? Can she start putting in miles?
I would be a little embarrassed because she runs a lot more than me.
Mama
So
Barb putting them in.
I might have to keep her off the Algo active. I don't want to get too embarrassed.
She's only got 9 days left, so you think she could do 30 miles in 9 days?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
Yeah, I think she would probably end up beating me. Maybe I'll have her do like the last 2 days, and then
Okay. But we can put her on Team 4. We have the power.
we need more people on Team 4. That's all I know.
I think we do. There's 5 of us. Me and you were putting in work, dude. Me and you were carrying it. We're at 117 miles on Team 4. 117, baby.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And you said you're not
72
much of a
for me.
runner, and I feel like you've been doing pretty good.
I'm not a runner at all. Oh my gosh. Let me do upper body. Do not let me run. I don't want to do that. I don't know who chose this. What a terrible choice.
Yeah, I like the one finger pull-ups. We need to get on that. That should be a whole month.
The whole month of one finger pull-ups. I think I'm the only one. Oh man. But yeah, so a little quick rundown. We are at 873 miles for Algo fam, which means we have 87,000 Nikita coming from Kirby, which is about 700 Algo value. Then we've got a bunch of Nico, Barb, RWA, THC, Blop, Coop, Chips, ALC. We're dropping everything I can add. So it's about 1,850 Algo worth in ASAs. It's wild. It's a lot of money. We got 9 more days. Let's keep running it up. The funnest thing about today is we have a whole lot of free agents. And I want Maureen to tell me what to do with these free agents. If you're ready, Maureen. So essentially, we have, I believe, 12 free agents to assign. And they are currently in 4th place with 112 miles. They are 5 miles less than us for all of the free agents. So what we can do is make the free agents into their own team. And Maureen, you would be captain. Or we draft them out. And I'm gonna let you decide as the Maureen Denny as the number 1 free agent. So you let me know in the chat what you want. We'll do that. Does that sound good? Does that sound cool?
I think that's a plan. Yeah, I say they have their own team. I think that's the best way.
You think free agents got their own team?
Yeah, I feel like unless some of them just got started and they're about to easily beat us, then no, they need to get split up.
So this guy right over here, this Vlad is putting in work. He's only posted twice and he's done 13 miles each time. So I think he's going to drop another 50, which is
okay. Well, that sounds like Team 4. I think
that sounds like Team 4. Team 4. Too much pressure. Oh, Maureen. They should. They've got very similar, like, I feel like perspective-ish, kind of. Like they both go like from more the artsy side than like the monkey JPEG side. That'd be cool. All right, Marine, I won't force you to choose. But that's the thought is, do we make him a free agent team or do I draft him out? The idea of having 6 teams is kind of cool. Because I think we're also going to split the pot. Just spoiler alert, Team 1 has already won by a landslide. So I think I'm going to give them 50% of the pot for winning, and then we're going to split the other 50% between second and third, which is going to be a lot of transactions, which is really cool because it's Algorand, and I don't care if there's a lot of transactions. So if I have to send, 18 different ASAs to 25 different people, it's going to cost me like 4 cents to send. So suck it, ETH. Anyway. That is pretty much it for the Algo Active check-in.
I love it. I'm the worst. So I keep setting my tracker and then I forget to turn it off when I run out to the store or go to pick up the kids, and then the driving gets mixed in. And so I am still doing my walking. I just have been really struggling to remember to get it tracked. So
you can just get like a
Team
pedometer,
2.
like in the background of your phone that runs. Me and Jocko run one. So it just tracks your steps for the day and then converts it to distance for you.
And it knows when you're not driving?
One of the secret alpha. Yeah, the sensation is like it has to like move.
Oh, you guys would be so screwed if I knew that at the beginning of the month. I'm just saying.
I intentionally didn't give that out because I feel like people would have just dropped that. But also like, yeah, do it. Just get a pedometer.
Right. I did call dibs on a lot of those players, which you did not allow. But
I gave you Eddie, who is doing damage.
Eddie's amazing. He was another one that we got to hang out with. Me and Barb hung out with Eddie and Jesse, and they are just gems of people. I love them so much. They might be my favorites. I'm just saying.
They're so good.
They were so sweet. I love them.
I would say Rich hung out during that time, but he was sleeping at the bar when they showed up, so he wasn't there for all that much of it.
Reverend Rich Flares. I still think that's such a good fit for him.
Perfect.
And I don't think he likes it as much as I do, but it's okay. I asked Barb, I said, Barb, can I call you Barbie? Because I like it. And he goes, I don't call me whatever you want. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I've went
Barb
through some nicknames.
Literally like somebody misspelled your name and you decided to be Barb, right?
Yeah. So real name is Barclay. Went by Clay my whole life. Then high school basketball, someone said, why don't we call you Bark instead of the last 4 letters? And I was like, wait, that's actually cool and a little bit more unique than Clay. And then about 7 years ago, we went to Vegas. I actually went to talk to a girl, which happens about once a year. So this was a big move for me. Introduced myself, and she thought I said Barb. And I was with a friend, and Barb stuck pretty much since then, and now everyone calls me Barb.
The girl didn't have sticking power, but the name lasted and lasted.
Exactly.
I love it. I didn't know that. I didn't. Okay. Oh, Maureen's got an update. She said, okay, let's be a team of latecomers. Vlad for captain. Final answer. So
okay, I'm down.
Yeah, I think that's good. I mean, it's not as good as them all being on my team, obviously. But yeah, I dig it. I likes the Reverend Rich Flares name too. I think it's such a nice fit. It's got a good ring to it.
It flows well. Yeah.
If I could pull it off, I would, but I don't think I can. I think he could do it. Yomo's in the house. Speaking of Yomo, guess who we're going to have on the show next week?
Louis.
Yes. I don't know. Yomo, you better bring Louis next week. We got Yomo on the show. He's a co-founder of H&Y NFTs. And, he's one of the first people I interviewed when I started doing YouTubes, and I just got mad love for him. And he's kind of the unofficial alternate for Algo Active. If Luga's ever gone or MIA, I'm like, Yomo, help us. So he's going to be on the show. It's always a lot of fun to see the two of them together. It's like, I don't know.
Like, are we mortal enemies? Are we workout partners?
It's like champions training kind of thing. All right, Yomo, Louis is the best part of me, so he'll be there. Aw, that's sweet. I love how everyone's so sweet with their dogs in Algorand land. I've been loving Shiba Syndicate posting all of the pictures of their Shibas. I think it's really cute.
A Shiba a day is good for the soul, for real.
And we did pressure Kirby last week that he should probably get an Akita dog.
Where is the corgi, though? I need to see the corgi.
Does he have a corgi?
Yeah, right?
Oh, okay.
He said he has a corgi? That he takes in a stroller?
Yeah. No, you said you could walk him in the stroller.
Oh, but he doesn't
I
actually
remember that. I don't think he actually has a stroller. But I could be wrong. Kirby, set the record straight. Maybe you do walk your dog in the stroller.
Show us the corgi. That's all I want.
All right, Ted, you ready for some sports?
Yeah, let's get after it.
I know. You've been so excited. I'm sorry. Okay, let's go.
Welcome to the sports stuff section, brought to you by yours truly. Glad I'm back. We've had a lot happen since I've last gone on. I'll do a quick overview of the NBA and the NHL conference finals and playoffs here real quick as they're heating up. Focusing on basketball first, we have Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving going up against Anthony Edwards and the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert. The Wolves, who have beaten the Suns in 4 and the Nuggets in 7 en route to the Western Conference Finals, are expected to be the slight favorite as they'll have home court advantage. However, Dallas's high-powered two-guard offense is really expected to give them a lot of trouble. So I see the size being almost a problem for someone like the T-Wolves, whereas for teams like Denver and Phoenix, that size was a little bit easier to handle when you have slower shooters like Kevin Durant and Michael Porter Jr. The Dallas's path to the Western Conference Finals involved beating the Clippers and the number 1 seed Thunder both in 6 games with some relatively dominant offensive performances as well. My advice for everyone in the Popcorn Lounge would be to bet the home team every time. I think the T-Wolves will win this in 6. I don't have a fantastic read on the Dallas series. On the East series, so we'll get to that. But I just don't have a great read on Dallas's ability to actually penetrate through that offense. But game 1 is going to be a lot to tell. Will tell us a lot, I should say. Now, in the East, we have the Indiana Pacers headlined by Tyrese Halliburton and Miles Turner going against the juggernaut favorite Boston Celtics, who have been to 6 conference finals in the last 8 years. Despite this playoff success, there is a glaring lack of championships from the Jason Tatum-led squad. The Celtics are a favorite by far, but due to the skepticism around the Indiana squad, and they've had a little bit of a cakewalk getting to the conference finals, going up against an injured Milwaukee Bucks team with no Giannis or Dame, and going up with an even more injured Knicks team with 4 of their top 8 guys out. People aren't sure if their fast tempo is actually effective against a healthy team, or if it's something that these slower teams just end up getting decimated by. I would say Boston in 5, with Indiana taking game 4 to prevent the sweep. Shifting over towards hockey, we have the Dallas Stars taking on the Edmonton Oilers in the Western Conference. And Dallas, in my opinion, has been considered one of the really great favorites this year, and that sentiment was solidified early on in the playoffs when they beat the defending champions in the first round, albeit in a do-or-die Game 7. And in the second round, they did get lucky going up against the Colorado Avalanche that were still without their captain, Gabriel Landeskog, for the last 2 years. And on top of that, we saw Valeri Nichushkin fail a drug test 90 minutes before Game 5 and was subsequently suspended for 6 months. So talk about a deflating series of events that happened there. Tough for the Avs, who recently won the Stanley Cup. The Oilers, the Edmonton Oilers path has been a lot more exciting, with a dominating series win against the LA Kings and a nail-biting Game 7 victory against the number 1 seeded Vancouver. The big theme of this playoff run for the Oilers is that it's been a whole team effort, not just Connor McDavid, but also contributions from Zach Hyman and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. In the East, we've seen a more dominating series with the Florida Panthers only losing 3 games en route to a conference finals against the New York Rangers, crushing the Lightning 4-1, including a series-clinching win 6-1 in Tampa, no less, was the statement win that Barkov and Bobrovsky definitely wanted to demonstrate to the team. Tkachuk was heard praising his teammates' tenacity, especially after a 5-1 game win loss at home, so they were able to go and recover from that. The Rangers, on the other hand, swept the Washington Capitals in the first round and beat the Carolina Hurricanes in 6 after a third-period hat trick from Chris Kreider. That saw the team overcome a 3-1 deficit going into the third. For both of these series, I think they're kind of toss-ups. I'm picking Stars in 7, Rangers in 6. But after, I think we need to see kind of game one, and I'll have more details on that. Kind of shifting towards my second story. This is more interesting and definitely has a lot more of the human component to this. I can hear IRL being more intrigued by the second. The world's number one golfer was arrested last week, just hours before his second round in the PGA Championship, which is one of the most important major tournaments of the year. Now, this year, the tournament was held at Valhalla Golf Club in Kentucky, and after a vendor was struck and killed by a shuttle early Friday morning, the area around the entrance of the club was cordoned off with access only available to tournament participants or VIP staff. Scotty was scheduled to tee off at 8:48 and was attempting to gain access to the course at around 6 a.m. to complete a pre-round stretches and warm-ups and do all the other professional golfer BS. However, due to a misunderstanding with the cops at the door, when he was ordered to stop and he didn't immediately right away, he was thrown out of his car and immediately arrested. The cops didn't know or didn't care if this person was a participant in the tournament, and much less the number one player in the world. His charges, which are as of today have not been dropped and just the arrangement has been delayed, are second-degree assault of a police officer, which is a felony, criminal mischief in the third degree, a misdemeanor, reckless driving, which is a traffic violation, and disregarding signals from officers directing traffic, which is another misdemeanor. Despite the hiccup, though, he was able to get released in time to make his tee time, which I think is the one shout out I'll give to the criminal justice system in this story, and was able to shoot an impressive 66, including a birdie on his first hole, which elicited a major roar from the crowd. And people worked fast. There were T-shirts being worn in the audience that presented Scheffler's mugshot on full display with the tagline "Free Scotty" or "Let Scotty Drive." What's been most surprising, though, is definitely just this lack of leniency. As I mentioned, the charges have not been dropped yet. The arrangement has been delayed. And while Scotty didn't win the tournament, he did produce one of the quotes of the year when he said it was his first time he had ever warmed up in a jail cell. So I thought that one was kind of funny and kind of interesting. Lastly, we've got just some assorted stories on everything else that you may have missed. We had Alexander Usyk was crowned the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world over previously undefeated Tyson Fury in one of the most electrifying fights that I've ever seen. Tyson getting knocked down in the 9th led to a split decision victory for Usyk, who needed 4 stitches to close a cut over his right eye. And it's debated if he suffered a fractured jaw. They're not saying that he did, but he certainly had to go to the MRI. But the 37-year-old was victorious, landing 42% of his total punches. A rematch is set for October, so hopefully we'll hear more from that. The college football fans are celebrating the return of a new college football video game that is set to be released mid-July. This game used to come out on a regular basis, NCAA football by EA Sports, but since then it had been put off due to a court case accusing the NCAA football of profiteering off of amateur athletes. Since then, the NIL landscape has changed, and now that there's a much more structured system in place, players can actually profit off of this, and this is the first time that players are actually officially in the game. For anyone wondering, the deal is $600 minimum. Obviously, certain players get a lot more if you have brand value, and a free copy of the game. So I think that's kind of interesting if you're a low-level starter on a team that may not get a whole lot of recognition. At the bare minimum, you get that. In our last story, we have LeBron James Jr. Is continuing to go through the NBA draft despite a very lackluster season at USC. The son of the legend LeBron James has expressed interest in trying to go and play for an NBA team, but his on-court performance has been a little bit interesting. For context, though, his season was cut short due to a spontaneous cardiac arrest that he had earlier in the season, which definitely delayed it. And to clarify, LeBron James Jr. Had a cardiac arrest, and that caused a lot of obviously troubles with immediately going and returning and playing a D1 sport. But nonetheless, he did, and albeit was kind of riding the bench for a lot of the year. With LeBron James being an impending free agent, some teams are willing to gamble on drafting his son with the hope that LeBron will sign with that team on a little bit of a sweetheart deal and give him the opportunity to play with his son. The Atlanta Hawks won the NBA draft, but unlike in years past, the mediocre talent at the top of the draft has resulted in not really a real consensus number 1 overall pick. So it'll be interesting to see how that kind of plays into account. That is the sports stuff section. IRL, we'll get it back to you.
Oh, I'm not here. I'm here, but I'm not here. You know, I have
The ghost of IRL.
Hey, that was interesting. Ted knows right what sports stories are going to pique my interest, and when it's not one that he thinks is going to get my interest, he's like, in our second story, because I totally get that.
Well, I did want to give a quick little recap of some of the different playoffs, and that, you know, really we only have about a month left of that, so or not a month, probably, excuse me, like 3 weeks. So once that's over, sports are going to get a little bit more dry, debating on how much we'll focus on baseball or if we should find a way to gamify.
Open? Isn't Wimbledon
Can you do like
in the
obscure
summer?
sports?
Oh yeah, well maybe we'll get into
Drone
slap
racing,
fighting.
maybe?
Or Olympics? Aren't Olympics in like July?
Oh, am I
I
gonna
like
get
the
bailed? I
Olympics.
am gonna get bailed out by the Olympics. Thank goodness. So yeah, we'll do an Olympic watch and a medal count. Maybe we'll get some graphics or something cooked up, or we'll see.
Barb said they love LeBron moving to the West. He almost said, let's go Pacers, and then watch your darn mouth. That's, you know, I love when people weigh in your sports stuff. King of Restless Route says, anyone but Boston. Sorry, Joe. Love it. I contemplated, I thought you were making up names just to see if I was paying attention. The Oilers, I verified in the chat, that is an actual name. It's got to be the worst sports name ever. But, you know, it's fine. And then there's some curling. People like curling.
Okay, that's because the name comes from, they're the Edmonton Oilers, and Edmonton is known for its petroleum industry. And the original owner decided to, he was obviously wealthy.
Is the mascot a drop of oil, like with a smiling face? I'm picturing like the white gloves and the brown drop of oil.
It's just a barrel with arms.
I don't know what their mascot is. Oh my gosh.
It's not a good name. I don't care. You could have come up with something better.
Is a Canadian lynx named Hunter, who was unveiled in 2016.
And they play in the American what league?
In the National Hockey League.
The American National Hockey League.
Yeah, there's teams from Canada and the.
But
NBA
they're not from Canada. They're from Tennessee.
Oilers?
Right?
No, that's a different. That's
you can't trust me.
Let me astray, and I'm thinking they're from Tennessee, and I'm like, why would they have a Canadian?
Oh my gosh, no, it's that was a former team for football.
Gotcha.
Oh man, there's a team called the Browns. And they used to be in Cleveland, and then they went somewhere else. I know a little bit about that. I had an uncle that was a Browns fan.
That's the more obscure sports information that I'm shocked about. Yeah, but the Browns are still in Cleveland.
Oh, where were they before?
They've always been in Cleveland, but the one iteration of Cleveland's team did leave overnight and go to Baltimore.
Okay, I don't know,
but it's the same. But they relaunched the team essentially.
I did watch part of the Space Jam movie that had LeBron James in it this weekend. I didn't get all the way through it, but that's what I was like, oh my god, he had a heart attack, and you're like, no, it was LeBron Jr., which is even kind of scarier because he's younger. But all right, Barb's done his flex time, but first we're gonna do some limericks. It's my favorite part of the whole show. I'm such a nerd.
Are you ready?
All righty, let's see. Oh, hold on. The original franchise is now the Ravens. See, Cultivator gets me. I knew I was trying to say something.
No, you were right. Yeah.
I was right. I'm going to take clips of that and put it on replay. You were right. You can
have the audio button ready for that.
I'm going to say it, soundboard button.
Oh, I could add it to my soundboard. I do have some fun, yes, sounds. I need to update it, but I do have this applause. I haven't found a good laugh track yet, but we'll get there. Okay. So we've got some limericks, Barb. Luga is the king limerick maker. It may or may not rhyme. I know you think limerick. You think it's definitely going to rhyme. Nope, we do things differently here in the show. Are you ready? I don't think he is.
He is not ready.
Wow. Wow. He left the show. He was so scared of my limericks.
He was. Maybe he's refreshing. We'll give him a second.
I'm kind of honored. That's an achievement, right?
That's
Doodles is in the house, though. Hi, Per Doodles. What else? LOL, Seth, what have you done? Yeah, it's all his fault, basically. All of it.
So back in like early 2000, there was a Tennessee Oilers, and then they rebranded to the Tennessee Titans. So I was
Yes.
like, not exactly lying to you, but I knew he wasn't talking about the Oilers.
Yeah.
It's Barb. It was Barb. We'll see.
Past
He might
tense
come
Barb.
back. He might not. And I was like, it's my favorite part of the show.
Well,
In the
Yeah, turns out.
meantime, we will judge him without him for NFT Flex time. Let's go.
Ooh.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I like to do that.
That'd be-
Yay!
Whew, that beat.
You're better
There we
at that
go.
than me. Yeah, for
oh my
sure.
gosh.
All right, so we may have lost Barb in the flesh, but we have his flex here
We have his
Um,
e-spirit.
to remember him by. All right, so he is flexing some crazy goose and some doof. I like this doof. It's perfect. It kind of plays on that like social charting. Who doesn't love it?
And it's the Barb thumbs up. Because like
Is it?
Barb gives a thumbs up, and that's like how he used to Stockwitz like rate everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a full Barb doof, I believe.
I like it. That's cool. It's a big honor to be doofed, or it's a
It really
huge
is.
slam, depending on who you are. But in this case, it's a good thing. Luga's flexing this axe Shiba. Speaks to my soul. I like the little Shiba shark.
Isn't
Shiba
it
shark.
adorable?
I like it.
I love Shiba Shark.
Oshiroroshi.algo. I think I said that right the first time. Heap Out, which they had their V3 drop this week. Seems like it was received pretty well. Crypto Zenesis with a Per Doodles. I like it.
Purdue, that's a basic Belinda.
Quilt does basic Belinda.
Yeah, that's
Wrong
Quilt.
tag there. Yeah.
Hanged Doodles? Doodle?
They hang out in the same Discord. I get them
Yeah.
mixed up every once in a while too. But yeah.
Unofficial CM, I believe. The Per Doodles might be.
Okay. Algo hour is almost upon us. So I love the little things they do for flex time. Look, it's going to spell algo hour. I don't know how they do this. It's amazing. Every week
Is
there's
that
something
available,
cool.
Gosh,
I don't know.
Doodles?
It's going to
Doodles.
spell algo hour though.
Doodles. This is why I'm an Arsenal fan. This is why.
Oh, Barb's lost power.
Oh.
Well, we'll just do the fun limericks without you then.
All
All right, this is my
Barb.
favorite ever though. For real, Per Doodles, this is cool. I don't know how they come up with something every week. Remember, one week there was like hidden images. Another week, all of our faces were in a dragonfly or dragonfly. I forget what I mean. So I gotta say, I like this flex. Polly Two Hearted showing more of his. I will say this right one of these weeks. First time, Algalum. Was that right?
That's like the British pronunciation, but yeah.
I'm getting better. I think it's improving. Quotes for quote tweet from last week's flex. These are the Bromo upgrades. Billy Beak traits, Samurai traits, and Dragon traits. Nice. I like the artists that are doing some of this like burn for like different or better. Like I think that's kind of cool.
I like it a lot. Yeah. Customize a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way.
Lamborghini, a fellow Ohioan with Barbie, is flexing a Scully Friends. Very cool. You
Pretty
should have
nice.
something from that. I feel like you can't say you collect NFTs in the space if you don't have a Scully. Like it could be a pixel pet, it could be a Scully pixel, it could be anything. They have a lot of different pieces, but like, yeah, you got to get that follow from Native for sure. This one was really cool too. I'm jealous about
Is that
this.
Felix?
No, it's Mars.
Oh.
Mars comic custom Ice Age bot.
Okay.
And I gotta say, Ice, I did see you tweet this earlier in the week, and I secretly got a little grudgy and thought, how dare you not use the NFT Flex Time tag, because we're not gonna see it. He reposted it with the tag, and I didn't even have to say anything. But I saw it earlier in the week and thought, oh my God, that's so cool. And I was like, oh, it's not gonna make Flex Time because you didn't use it. He reposted it. So way to be a legend. I dig it, and it's super cool, and I love Mars. So been a while since I borked for NFT Flex Time, but today I bring out my self-portrait. It's a bork.
Pretty on point.
It's a cute bork.
It's pretty
I never
yellow.
noticed the space in the eyes.
Yeah, that's a trait. Galaxy eyes, I think.
Ooh.
Something like that. I have quite a collection of borks. I got to break them out and start gaming a little.
Yeah, pew pew. Get that eight.
Thank you. And here's mine. I don't know if y'all saw the tweets from MJ this week, but there's a ton of people getting Algorand tattoos, like a lot of them.
Really? At
I've
20
seen-
cents we're getting algo tattoos?
Now,
4 to 5 new tattoos. And MJ was giving them $100 worth of algo if they
Wait,
got a new
what?
tattoo.
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
know. I don't know if he has filled all the spots. I know it was up to 10. So it was $1,000 giveaway. He was giving up to 10 people $100 for any new algo tattoo. And I had been seeing them on my timeline. NFT buddies. Josh got another one. Somebody else said it was their first tattoo. So
these are
just
big. This is not a small tattoo.
Right?
No, yeah. I gotta find them. I'll try to find them for you guys. But in honor of me seeing that, I had to whip out my tattoo artist blemish clone, and that's Black Runner that does the art on that.
Wow.
Genix, if you know, you know Mello's Life. I gotta check that project out. I admittedly do not know as much about that as I probably should.
Yeah, I know that one.
The time for NFT. And this is a sweet custom piece. It's from Jojo Babbitt, but he just looks chill. Like
He
I want
is,
those vibes. A+ for vibes on the flex for sure. And now we're back to last week, I think. Yep. Okay. So Barb, I think everybody's going to give you a passing grade, but we'll see. I give you a thumbs up. I think those were pretty solid.
Barb, I'm so sad. I'm so sad your power has gone out. Your internet is gone kaput. In the future, we'll need you to be live in the field, and next time we'll make a full episode happen.
We all know Barb's king, and therefore would have destroyed the Limerick challenge. I don't know. I think he could have gotten scared. It's possible.
I made him pretty bad this week. I don't give you that
just
disclaimer.
The timing was pretty impeccable.
I mean, I was like, it's my favorite part of the show. And he's like, oh, my power went out. Wilder's here. Hey, Wilder. Perduto's okay, there's the internet and then my power. Not just you didn't just lose internet, you lost internet and power. I'm sure cell towers are down. It's okay. You can just buy me a drink next time I see you. Make it up to me. It's a win. Quilt sends his apologies. He couldn't make it today. Currently doing something else less interesting than being here. Shots fired, Quilt. We got to see you back. I miss cooking with Quilt. I could use some help. Let's see what else. Gosh, you guys are, I can't keep up. So I claimed the Belinda. I like it. We don't talk about Arsenal. It's over. I think Doodles just broke up with you, Luga.
Arsenal's the best. Okay.
Al Gollum. That's what I said, right?
Yeah, that's British, though.
Right.
Golem is how we say it in America.
The Manchester story was censored by Arsenal fans in the writer's room. Mars custom bots for the win. Do you have one, Purdue? Do I have one? What? Do I have an Algorand tattoo? No, I do not.
I'll get a prison tat.
You'll let your kids do it with a
Do it
safety
right
pin
here,
and a
right now.
Sharpie? Sure. No, I don't have an Algorand tattoo. I do have a custom Mars piece, if that's the question,
Close
which
enough.
I would argue is more valuable than a tattoo. But
Yeah.
what else? I misheard dudes. It would cost me more than my bag of Algo is worth. No, you can get a small tattoo. I mean, I don't know
Doodles
where
is
you
broke.
are, but yeah. JJ nailed it. JJ Babbitt's vibes were wicked awesome on that. And Barb's power is back on now, but no internet.
Oh.
So still a little scared. Then he goes to talking about kissing people, which apparently is his deal. I will say though, he didn't say anything about kissing me, which I appreciate. Thanks for keeping the kissing cordially to other people. I appreciate that, Barb.
Consensual only.
Big time love on that. Stop talking about Arsenal. It's too soon. All right. We're going to do the limericks without Barb because I like them.
Oh,
And we'll see. Joe's being awfully quiet over there. We can put him on the spot.
Yeah,
too,
Joe.
please.
Yeah, you just got
Oh,
called
boy.
out.
Did you hear? Mostly friends, best friends are actually coming. We have a date. Save the date.
I don't know. I'm skeptical.
You are?
Yeah. I think it's gonna get delayed. I think it's a
Okay.
bait.
You heard it here.
He's dangling the
I mean,
carrot.
You have been kind of beefing in the cutest way possible with Stitch, so
I've decided, we need to fight. So me and Stitch are beefing.
I
Oh,
like
boy.
it.
I
It's
don't
the
know why.
cutest beef I've ever seen on Twitter. So I'm all about the sweet beats.
He could have
Yeah,
made
yeah.
any mission, right? He could have made any mission about the Axeman, but it had to be save the Axeman. It had to be the
Yeah,
Axeman's in
maybe.
trouble. Why would the Axeman be in trouble? Huh? What is your lore? What is your
Maybe
canon
it's
of
like
it?
tax trouble.
Oh, and I guess they have
That's
mostly
what supposed
fakes.
to.
I'm sorry, I got distracted because Doodles is dropping the bombshell. Everybody be aware there are fake mostly friends on Algo X NFT right now. So
Yeah, they did
if
get
you-
reported and deleted, delisted.
Oh, they are? Okay. Good,
Yeah.
good. But still, if
They
you're
actually
buying
took care
anything,
of it,
make sure
but-
it's from the right creator wallet. Definitely, for sure.
Somebody got for $450 Algo, I think.
They said sold 2 so far. Yeah. Okay, so be on the lookout for that. Definitely. XGov window has a few more days open and voting if you haven't voted. There's a lot of really good proposals. I'm a huge fan of the use wallet from Transaction Labs because we love them. I think the laboratories already passed, but our friend AP put one in. There's a bunch of people that have some. So if you haven't voted in XGov and you're in XGov, I think you have about a week to do that. And then I want to do these limericks before we go. Is that okay?
Yep.
I keep checking the chat because it's scrolling and I don't want to fall too far behind. I'm sorry. Okay.
Chat moving.
Barb, if you're there and can answer these, we will give you slightly less shit for not being here.
Yeah.
But,
Slightly less.
we're going to do it without you because it's fun. All right.
Get yourself GPS. Track how fast you PMS. Every chain says they're the best. Ranting and raving is their quest. But it's clear Algo has the top.
I know this one.
Hey, good job. Joe will tell you.
I do know this one. Should
You
I
do?
say it? Yeah, should I say it?
If you can beat Barb, you go for it.
The beat
I'll
up
give
Barb.
I'll give Barb the delay.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
He's had enough time. He's
Yeah.
had enough time.
Oh, Polly beat you to it.
Paul.
Dang,
All right.
I was giving Barb some
It was a
leeway there.
nerdy one too. That was like
I know.
Joe's
It
riddle
was
for the
perfect for
year. It was like
It was.
the
That's
one
been
that
like
was
our
made for
thing for
Joe.
the past month. Just our TPS.
My TPS is better than your TPS. Well, you're not counting my TPS accurately. And I do think it's important to like set the record right. And,
For sure.
but tattoos are funner to look at. And I'm already here. You don't need to sell me on the TPS. I'm sold. And I put out a tweet about my going on about blockchain last night. I said, I don't want it to save me, but gosh darn it, let's level the playing field. Let's have, basically free financial transactions finalized sub 3
Yes.
seconds. Like,
Yes.
oh no, all the other financial tools at my disposal that are far riskier and take longer and are more cost prohibitive. Okay. All right, we'll move on, or I could ramble. Number 2.
What is number 2? Please help me as fast as you can. Stuck in a barn, not by plan. Bring your friends and burbs. Anyone but dogs perturbed. A mango quest.
I don't know what quests are active. I feel like this is for active questers. Is it? I can't do that with my eyebrow.
Really?
Ted, can you raise an eyebrow? You can. Joe, can you? I can't.
I think so. No.
Okay, I'm gonna stop trying that. Probably like it's real silly. All right. IRL is dead is here. IRL is dead. Hey, how are
There
you?
it is,
I am
DC.
not dead. They are there, and they are someone different, but I don't see them around a lot these days, so it's cool to see them.
DC's got
a
it.
mango quest. Please
If you
help
wanna
as fast
check
as you can. Stuck in a barn, not by plan. Bring your friends and burbs. Anyone but dogs. Perturb. A mango quest. Save X-Man.
That's it.
You and DC must have like some telepathy going on.
I mean, I literally just complained about it like sub 5 minutes ago.
I did hear you talk about it, but I didn't think
Axeman.
it didn't rhyme enough.
Yeah, that didn't rhyme. And I didn't. A
It
3-word,
didn't rhyme
3-syllable rhyme is tough.
Man
did it.
can plan.
Good job.
Yeah,
Man
I don't know.
can
No
plan.
comment. No comment.
No comment. I commented, but now I'm done commenting. Number 3.
All right, don't be a harsh critic if the bear made you a cynic. Smile for the bull. Subscriptions paid in full. Aggregator NFTs.
Acyclic. Oh, DC already got it.
DC beat you to it. I love that.
Technically, it's
Good
just
job.
analytics, but you can say
Oh,
Settle down
done.
there, Mr.
because that's the
Rule
NFT. Yeah. There's a bunch of people that got that, and they all said acyclic and not lytic, so maybe it's the writer.
Oh, hey.
I'm just kidding. I love your limericks. They make me so happy for no reason. For a good reason. They're well done most of the time.
Thank you.
And they do. They make me happy. All right. Well, I think it's been a fun show. I'm bummed Barb had to bounce early. I don't know. We'll give him like a partial credit for appearing, right? And then we'll just make him come back another day to hang out with us, and he will not skip the limericks next time. We're going to get him. That's why we used to do the elevator pitch at the end, because you had to make it through the whole show.
The good thing you did it early.
Yeah. Well, good for him.
The pen is balancing between a B or a B- and a C+. So
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think he's a B+. B positive.
B.
He was a lot of fun to hang out with. Like I said, didn't try to kiss me, so I appreciate that. It was cool. I mean, he does try to kiss a lot of people. Oh, I was on my radar. It was good. So Barb, you'll have to come back and hang out with us again another day. I appreciate it. And Ted, Joe, I'm glad you're back. Luga, thanks for going the distance with me in their absence.
Yes,
and I am going to look into this pedometer and really
get
some mileage put up there. As a reminder, it's not too late to get Algo active. All you have to do is post proof of a run, walk, or crawl. We're not counting bikes, but manual movement. Post it with hashtag AlgoActive at Lord Beluga if you want him to see it faster. But we try to watch them. It's lots of fun. It's cool to be part of the team. This has been really fun. And even though I love Sheba and they're not on my team, and team 1 is just freaking a machine. It's crazy. Andrew's, it's insane. I love that. Check NFT Flex time again. I fixed Barb's. Perdoodles, we're out of time. It's 2:05. We got to go. But next week, we will circle back around. I promise. In the meantime, thanks everybody for watching. Barb's mom, we want you on our team. Come hang with us. We onboarded Barb. Seems like the logical next step.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love it. So I appreciate you all. Till next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.